2 दिन का मैच था because of the reserve day which was kicked in yesterday at the Premadasa, और क्या जीत दर्ज करी भाई, 228 रन से। ये तो मैंने एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था। लेकिन 12 घंटे बाद इट्स इंडिया श्रीलंका। तो बड़ा सवाल ये, कौन कौन से प्लेयर रेस्ट होंगे? क्या वही 11 मैदान पे उतरेगी जो कल थी? आई डोंट नो, आई थिंक देयर बी सम चेंजेस। एनीवेज, लेट्स गेट द लाइव स्ट्रीम गोइंग। स्वागत है आपका एक बार फिर से इस लाइव स्ट्रीम पर जिसका नाम है Coffee by the Coffee Culture Friends. Thank you for the mug. And cricket with me, Jamie. Like button ठोकना। सवाल करने से पहले पहले आप like बटन दबाइए। Let me know कि you enjoy my streams. Are my streams worthwhile? क्या जो मेहनत करता हूं मैं, क्या आप सभी के लिए, क्या आप उसको अप्रिशिएट करते हो? आई नो यूट्यूब, पर फिर भी यूट्यूब को एल्गो के लिए यार लाइक ठोकिए आप लोग। एपेक्स कह रहे हैं कल कुछ ज्यादा ही कन्विंसिंग करके उम्मीद जगा दी। कुछ ज्यादा ही नहीं भैया, 100 मतलब 228 रन ऐसा कौन मारता है यार? हम्म। कॉफी और आप लोग और क्रिकेट की बात है, खासकर विराट कोहली, केएल राहुल, कुलदीप यादव, जब ऐसे बेहतरीन परफॉर्मेंस देखने को मिलते हैं, इट्स फैंटास्टिक। गुड मॉर्निंग देवांग, गुड आफ्टरनून, इवनिंग, नाइस टू सी यू, नाइस टू सी यू माय फ्रेंड देवांग, a regular viewer, regular supporter who always brings a cheerful nature when he greets us on these live streams. So खैर, ऑलरेडी मैं तो इंडिया पाकिस्तान रिव्यू वीडियो डाल चुका हूं, आप लोग देख सकते हैं। अगर आप अब तक नहीं देखा तो जाके देख लीजिए रिव्यू। We'll talk about the match, but I want to talk about India Sri Lanka because this is a rare situation कि लगातार 3 दिन में इंडियन टीम फील्ड पे होगी। Day 1, you know, opening stand between Rohit and Shubman, rain curtailed at 24.1. उसके बाद second day, fantastic 233 runs partnership, विराट का 4700, केएल राहुल का 600, what a comeback innings, only got a chance because Shreyas is injured। अब लेकिन दोस्तों, विराट कोहली ने कल कहा था संजय मांजरेकर से कि भाई थोड़ा जल्दी आप करिए क्योंकि मुझे 12 घंटे बाद इस मैदान पे उतरना है। तो उस लिहाज से प्लेइंग 3 मैचेस इन अ रो विद द प्लेस इन द फाइनल अप फॉर ग्रैब्स, श्रीलंका 13 मैचेस इन अ रो, नो टीम हैज कम एनीवेयर क्लोज टू ऑस्ट्रेलियाज 21 मैचेस इन अ रो 2003 में। इफ श्रीलंका विन टुडे, इट विल बी देयर 14th विन। कौन इनकी गति पे रोक लगाएगा? क्या इंडियन टीम विल दे हैव द स्ट्रेंथ टू डू इट अगेन? दिस इज व्हाई आई वांटेड टू गेट योर व्यूज। मैं अपनी बात कहूं तो एक कॉफी का सिप लेके, रोहित विल कम, Shubman will come. Will Virat come? Knowing the champion, knowing the fighter he is, I expect him to come. But if there's even a slight bit of stiffness, any cramp that he felt when he woke up this morning, do India want to take a risk? Because we know कि विराट कोहली कितने अहम रोल निभाएंगे वर्ल्ड कप में। के राहुल has just come back after almost 5 months, outstanding 100. He ran his singles, he ran his doubles, his back foot play, क्या खिलाड़ी है के राहुल जब लय में होते हैं। और मैं तो आप जानते हो, मैं बहुत बार कह चुका हूं T20 से इनको दूर करो। He lost his test place, but in the one day format, you're not going to find a more stable number 4 or number 5। अय्यर तो है फेवरेट, लेकिन जब अय्यर नहीं है तो किसी ना किसी प्लेयर को तो वो रोल निभाना पड़ा और बहुत बेहतरीन पारी कल खेली। आई डोंट नो इफ अय्यर, आई जस्ट डोंट फील दोस्तों कि 2 दिन के अंदर श्रेयस अय्यर का बैक स्पैज्म ठीक हो जाएगा। दुआ करता हूं, आशा करता हूं, आई होप he does play today if India choose to rest a batsman, but I just don't see it happening। जसप्रीत बुमराह, मोर देन अ मंथ, मोर देन अ ईयर सॉरी, कि वो वापस आए, बेहतरीन 5 ओवर डाले, मेडन डाला, गति, स्पीड, एक्यूरेसी सब था, बेहतरीन 5 ओवर। बट कीपिंग इन माइंड कि वो इतने समय बाद आ रहे हैं, वर्ल्ड कप खेलना है, एशिया कप फाइनल खेलने की उम्मीद रखेंगे, शुड दे परहैप्स गिव बुमराह अ रेस्ट? आई सेड यस्टरडे, जब मैं एक और न्यूज चैनल पे कल जुड़ा था प्रीव्यू शो को लेकर, मैंने कहा था कि अगर जसप्रीत बुमराह 6 ओवर, मिनिमम 6 ओवर नहीं डालते हैं आज, तो ही डेफिनेटली शुड प्ले। एंड देखिए उन्होंने 5 ओवर डाले। उस लिहाज से आई थिंक इंडिया नीड टू प्ले बुमराह। ही हैड अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, इनके पास 2 दिन थे मैच देखने के लिए। जब बारिश आई, जब टीम बैटिंग कर रही थी पूरी 50 ओवर, आई थिंक ही शुड प्ले। बट इफ नॉट, फिर कौन? क्या मोहम्मद शामी को मैच प्रैक्टिस देना चाहिए था? आई थिंक ऑफ कोर्स। एंड इफ एनी ऑफ द मेन बैट्समैन आर रेस्टेड और अय्यर नहीं है, तो कौन आएगा अंदर? डू यू थिंक इट विल बी अ चांस फॉर स्काई? I think if it's Rahul rested, if any batsman is rested, I don't see Iyer playing। मेरे हिसाब से सीधे वापस 11 में आएंगे सूर्य कुमार यादव। एंड लेट्स फेस इट, सूर्य कुमार यादव के 26 के 26 वनडे मैच तब आए जब कोई प्लेयर रेस्ट या इंजर्ड है। इट कुड बी अ मैसिव मोमेंट फॉर सूर्य कुमार यादव if he plays today to make a statement ahead of the Asia Cup and the World Cup। Let's take some comments going to the start। शिखर कह रहे हैं पाकिस्तान back to where they belong, love the batting collapse। I wouldn't be so harsh to say where they belong, they've got to number 1। Crick Maniac, good afternoon। निहार कह रहे हैं फाइनली एवरी डाउट ऑफ फैन गॉट आंसर्ड इन वन मैच। यही तो बड़ी बात है यार, मतलब सारे बैट्समैन ने रन मारे। केएल राहुल मतलब 5 महीने के बाद आकर एक 100 लगाना, विराट का बेहतरीन 100 लगाना, कुलदीप के 5 विकेट, हार्दिक का वो गेंद, आई मीन इट डज नॉट गेट मोर डोमिनेटिंग लाइक दिस। लेट्स होप, क्योंकि हम देख चुके हैं पिछले साल T20 एशिया कप जो हुआ था, पहला मैच इंडिया जीत गई, दूसरी मैच हारी और सारी टीम फाइनल तक गई नहीं। उसके बाद T20 वर्ल्ड कप, इंडिया बीट पाकिस्तान इन अ humdinger but then failed to go on. So I'm going to keep my expectations very limited. खुशी की बात यह है कि 4-5 महीने बाद इंडिया की व्हाइट बॉल टीम ने हम सभी को, आपको, मुझे कुछ पॉजिटिव बातें के बारे में चांस दिया। Up till now, we're looking for negatives. We're talking about injuries, bad selections, how bad Rahul Dravid is, how bad Rohit Sharma is. कल we put all the negatives aside, and for once आज का शो जो मैंने रिव्यू किया सुबह, वो बहुत ही पॉजिटिव शो था। बिकॉज लेट्स फेस इट, बहुत कम इस टीम ने हमें मौके दिए हैं टॉकिंग अबाउट पॉजिटिव थिंग्स। बट दैट सेड, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि ये टीम वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल जीतने के लायक है, अभी भी प्रॉब्लम्स है। और अगर अय्यर बाहर हो गए तो आपके पास एक बहुत 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 क्रूशियल बैट्समैन नहीं रहेंगे। नंबर 4 पे हो सके केएल राहुल खेलें, बट यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी एबल टू रिप्लेस द क्वालिटी एंड द क्लास एंड द वॉल्यूम ऑफ रन्स के जो श्रेयस अय्यर है। सो लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस, बट a massive statement, a positive win, 228 रन से इस टीम को दबाना, ठोकना, पेलना, the biggest margin by the way in any India Pakistan match जहां इंडिया जीत चुकी है। So let's see, hope this form continues in World Cup and for the Asia Cup. बिल्कुल मैं वही कह रहा हूँ आयुष, let's hope it happens. And Raj saying commendable all round performance against a good team, we appreciate. बिल्कुल, we need to appreciate because this is the number 1 ranked team. आप कह सकते हो कि अगर हारिस रॉफ फील्ड पे आते तो शायद इतने रन नहीं बनाते, but you have to score against the team. And like I said in the preview show, शाहीन का खराब दिन आएगा और उस दिन पर बैट्समैन का चढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है। और जिस तरह से रोहित और गिल चढ़े उन पे, the roll off effect was the way that Virat Kohli and KL Rahul वो चढ़े इस bowling attack. Outstanding win. Yes, Sagar, like Rohit said, like Virat said, hats off to the ground staff. Other than the disruptions, there was no point where the weather affected anything. बिल्कुल सही बात कहा सागर ने। Vivek, I'm on the same page. It's an irreplaceable loss if Iyer is not there. Yes, Prabhakar, good afternoon. आज क्या करे? Who all should he rest? I just said, I think if any batsman, frankly, I don't see the need for changes because I think बुमराह के 5 ओवर के बेसिस पर आप उन्हें रेस्ट नहीं दे सकते। हो सके टीम इनको रेस्ट दे दे, but I would say if Bumrah is rested, you bring in Shami, who looked very off against Nepal, and if any batsman is rested, Sky comes in. Yes, Ashwin, India, विराट was विराट ने कल बहुत रनिंग करवाया राहुल से, बिल्कुल, but it was required. India was literally playing with 5 openers, which is actually problematic. Normal human being, Jane Bhai, my dad was a huge fan of you. Thank you. Please pass on my best wishes to him. Watching you reminds me of him. Some legacy remains generations. Well, very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. Kamal, good morning. Kiran, yesterday was win. It was a huge statement. Bilkul, it was a huge statement. Kuldeep is going to be such an X factor in this World Cup. You know, Shikhar Singh, मैं आपकी बात से सहमत हूं और मैं शॉक हूं कि इस स्ट्रीम पर पहले और मेरे सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स पर बहुत लोग कह रहे हैं कि यार कुलदीप पिटेगा, कुलदीप नहीं चलेगा। आप ये कैसे कह सकते हो? कुलदीप यादव ने पिछले 18 महीने में अपने आप को इंडिया का नंबर 1 प्रीमियर व्हाइट बॉल बॉलर साबित किया है। When he bowls, and look, the guy has come back from a lot of dark places. That he's even playing cricket now at this level is a big, big testament to his determination. मैं तो कहता हूँ Kuldeep could be the leading spinner. Kuldeep and Adam Zampa could be the leading spinners in the World Cup. So I'm on the same page, Shikhar Singh. Crick Maniac has raised a good point. To beat teams like Australia, England, India should go full strength instead of playing safe. Include Shami. If top order scores, so be it. Shami can score 15. No, I think Shami's fitness, his stiffness, he's never going to play the same 11 जहाँ पे Siraj or Bumrah hai. It's a fact because India's, and I understand, yes, they can all score runs, but if your batting ends at Jadeja at 7, it's a recipe for disaster. You cannot play 4 bowlers. Kuldeep cannot bat, Bumrah cannot bat, Siraj cannot bat, Shami cannot bat. टेस्ट मैच में ये लोग 20, 25, 50 मार सकते हैं। वन डे मैच में you need a separate kind of skill. You need to score quickly. The gaps are not as big. I just don't think 4 bowlers is going to work. Nothing against Shami, but Siraj and Bumrah are your better, younger, fitter bowlers. You need him. Shardul Thakur is a wicket taker. He's never going to get 4 for 10. He's never going to run through teams. Like he proved yesterday वो एक ऐसी अनप्लेबल गेंद डालेंगे जो कल मोहम्मद रिजवान को आउट किया, बिकॉज हिज बैटिंग वर्क्स मोर ऑफ द नॉट. Shardul Thakur is going to play maximum matches, and Shami is probably going to play that one odd match when Siraj or Bumrah are rested. Ankur is saying, good morning. Great win yesterday, but Australia looking dangerous. Australia, forget the ODIs. They smashed them in three T20Is. 5 मैच में ऑस्ट्रेलिया अनबीटन है साउथ अफ्रीका में, और मैं हर मैच पे एक नजर डाल रहा हूँ, बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड ऑस्ट्रेलिया मेरे हिसाब से वर्ल्ड कप फेवरेट्स है. इनके पास एक प्रोफेशनलिज्म है, सालों से ऑस्ट्रेलिया की प्रोफेशनलिज्म सारे टीम्स के सामने, इट्स अहेड ऑफ देम. दिस इज नॉट देयर फुल स्ट्रेंथ टीम, बट देयर बीटिंग अ फुल स्ट्रेंथ साउथ अफ्रीकन टीम. जब कमिंस आएंगे, जब स्टार्क आएंगे, ये टीम और भी मजबूत हो जाएगी. जब स्टीवन स्मिथ आएंगे, दे आर 5-0, and backup players, discarded players like Labuschagne are scoring hundreds, scoring 83 not out. The backup bowlers, Adam Zampa, keep an eye on him. ये और कुलदीप यादव टॉप स्पिनर रहेंगे वर्ल्ड कप में. डेविड वार्नर बैक टू फॉर्म. ऑस्ट्रेलिया आर हैंड्स डाउन द फेवरेट्स फॉर दिस वर्ल्ड कप. Ashutosh saying absolutely smashed the Pak team. We should have done the same on the day, defending 6-6. I don't think it. I think had the target been 266, yes, India would have win. But because it was 155 in 20 overs that day with that sopping wet ball, I maintain that day Pakistan were favorites in a 20 over chase, which it was going to be. Okay, will India go with three pacers? They will. They will. Whether it's Bumrah or Shami, that remains to be seen. Shaktiman, what a name. If Sky plays and performs, India will get two strong alternatives in the middle at the bench. This could be a huge morale boost. Absolutely, it could. Absolutely, it could. Sagar, I think Kishan being left-handed could be the only thing going in his favor. Yes. Now the team back. KL is back in form. Ayur gets fit too. Another major worry for the team has been fifth, sixth bowler. I'm on the same page with you in regards to the batting. Fifth, sixth bowler is not as big a problem because I still think now the momentum India will gain from this match. Shardul is going to get you one wicket, but it's going to be such a big wicket. It will be match turning. Hardik Pandya is going to get you one wicket. It's also going to be. I'm not really worried about the fifth, sixth bowler anymore as much. Shubhajit, welcome back. The 11 that played yesterday should be our 11 in the World Cup, with Shardul being replaced by Akshar on suitable condition. Yes, if it's a rank turner, maybe in Pune you play three spinners, maybe Chennai you play three spinners. But again, Akshar is doing the same thing as Jaddu. I would have loved to see an off spinner there. So, but yes, if the conditions require a third spinner, Shardul goes out and Akshar comes in. I agree. Swapnil, do you think both Akshar and Shardul should play in the same 11? I don't see how it's possible. That means you're letting go of a premier fast bowler, and it won't happen. No, it won't happen, Swapnil. Hope this performance should continue to the World Cup. I hope it goes to November 19th, but I have my doubts. निखिल जय भाई, कल का दिन बहुत अच्छा गया, बहुत अच्छा. ग्राउंड स्टाफ ने बहुत मेहनत की, बहुत बहुत मेहनत. तभी तो रोहित और विराट ने कल इनका शुक्रिया अदा किया था. शिखर ठाकुर और पंड्या ज्यादा इफेक्टिव मिडिल ओवर में. सिराज और बुमराह गोइंग टू बी न्यू बॉल बॉलर्स. शामी इज जस्ट नॉट एज इफेक्टिव इन मिडिल ओवर्स एज ही ओनली कम्स इन. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही बात है, ये मैं बहुत टाइम से कह रहा हूँ. द न्यूजीलैंड स्क्वाड announced yesterday was indeed an innovative one. What a sweet thing. New Zealand are my favorite team after India because of how they play cricket, how they consistently, despite having a population of less than Lokhandwala, they somehow, with one of the smallest talent pools in the world, हर बार वर्ल्ड कप में ये टीम फाइट करती है. बट बियॉन्ड दैट हाउ नाइस दे आर, एंड आई हैव सीन हाउ नाइस दे आर. 2015 में वहां पे था, तकरीबन 6 हफ्ते के लिए मैंने वर्ल्ड कप कवर किया था. मैं बहुत सारे प्लेयर से मिला, इनके फैमिली से मिला, इनके घर वालों से मिला. it's just a very very sweet country, a very sweet team. और कल का जो अनाउंसमेंट था, wives, fathers, daughters, grandmothers, mothers, it only the New Zealand team can be so genuine. यार कल दिल खुश हो गया देख के वो. If Haris and Naseem don't play their next match, we're looking at India Sri Lanka final. बिल्कुल. And I think do not श्रीलंका को हल्के में मत लेना. श्रीलंका की टीम अगर आज जीत गई ना, so they're already in the final. I just think Sri Lanka are the best placed team because India might just be a little tired today. Halanke, when you smash Pakistan by 228 runs, that's a big win. Yes, I don't think Roth will play. See, क्योंकि ये लोग risk क्यों ले, इन players को लेकर, World Cup आने वाला है. But yes, India Sri Lanka final now looks the most likeliest. Kamal is saying, I was about to say, अभी New Zealand बाकी है दोस्त. बिल्कुल, Wilson आ गए हैं. And look at the way they're playing against England. Arpit saying, I was scared that Pandya and Bumrah would injure their back and the pitch got even at the spot where they bowled. Still, kudos to the ground staff. Bilkul, ground staff outstanding. Sri Lanka have the best ground staff in the world. Good point about Oz. Professionalism, clear strategy will always trump over reliance on mercurial. ऑस्ट्रेलिया की टीम mercurial नहीं है. बेन स्टोक्स mercurial है. शाहीन कैन बी mercurial. हमारे पास प्लेयर्स है. लेकिन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, इसलिए इतिहास हमें ये बताता है कि there is no more successful team than Australia. Maximum World Cups, maximum test, wins. They won the WTC. They won the T20 World Cup 2 years ago. Australia have a level of professionalism that is unmatched. इतिहास में ऐसा कोई टीम नहीं है जो उनसे तगड़ी, उनसे कंपेटिटिव, उनसे प्रोफेशनल क्रिकेट खेलती है. दिस इज व्हाई David Warner coming back, Travis Head coming back, Marnus Labuschagne उस टीम के सूर्य कुमार यादव है. फर्क ये है कि सूर्य कुमार यादव अभी तक 26 मैच में एक भी पारी नहीं खेल सके, जो हमें पता है कि हाँ ये बंदा वर्ल्ड कप स्क्वाड के लायक है. वहीं मार्नस लाबुशेन जिनको वर्ल्ड कप से ड्रॉप किया था, वो कंकशन सब के तौर पे आकर 83 नॉट आउट बनाकर ऑस्ट्रेलिया को एक खराब स्थिति से फिनिश लाइन पार करके वो ले गए. दूसरे मैच में वो 11 में आए, उसने 100 मारा. दिस इज व्हाई दिस टीम हैज टू बी फियर्ड. दे won 5. A second string Australian team led by Sean Marsh, as Mitchell Marsh, sorry, has gone and won 5 matches in a row against South Africa. In South Africa, इसीलिए मैं कह रहा हूं इस टीम से डरो. इसमें स्टार्क नहीं है, कमिंस नहीं है, इसमें स्टीव स्मिथ नहीं है. ये प्लेयर्स वापस आएंगे और इनका एक्सपीरियंस, इनका रिकॉर्ड इंडिया के अंदर देखकर ऑस्ट्रेलिया और द मोस्ट प्रोफेशनल, मोस्ट डेंजरस वर्ल्ड कप टीम. जब कमिंस, स्टार्क और हेजलवुड चल जाएंगे ना, तब हम भूल जाएंगे ये आफरीदी, रौफ, नसीम शाह. देखना, मेरी बात मानिए. किरण कह रहे हैं which with top 6 getting runs, our batting lineup is looking great. Why can't we include Shami? Because Shami cannot bat. Look, Kuldeep, Bumrah, Siraj, Shami, if these are your 4 bowlers, that means you have 4 bowlers who cannot win you matches. Look at England. England का नंबर 11 आपको मैच जिता सकता है. नसीम शाह नंबर 11 पे आकर इस साल 2 बार आखिरी गेंद पे आकर मैच जिता सकते हैं. India's batting ends at number 7 if you play these bowlers. Mohammad Shami is still not good enough to hold his spot in the team when Siraj, because Siraj and Bumrah, they're younger, they're quicker, they're faster. They have specific roles. Shami is very poor at the death. Shami is inconsistent in the middle over, like one of our viewers just commented. He does not get a place. And if he does play, that means you're leaving out Shardul Thakur. Shardul Thakur may drive you mad. You may pull your hair out. लेकिन जब उसकी बैटिंग चलेगी तो वो बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रन्स होगा. It's just Shami cannot get a game in the World Cup unless one of the fast bowlers is rested. Jai Hind, Nabinet, how are you? I'm very fine, मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ. New Zealand don't lose players because of the population, which is why they show pitches. बिल्कुल. Sometimes having less choices can benefit you in the long run. Absolutely. सटीक comment स्वप्निल द्वारा. Hemant is saying Australia best team है. बिल्कुल. Ranking से मत जाना. पाकिस्तान भले ही से number 1 rank हो, but I think anyone can tell they're not the number 1 ranked team. I mean, they're not the best team. I said before, outstanding pace bowling, very good Babar Azam captaincy, but when they're exposed, they can be brutally dismantled. ऑस्ट्रेलिया की टीम कभी 228 रन से नहीं हारेगी. ये तो आप लिख सकते हैं मेरे से. Australia are the favorites of the World Cup. Bilkul, Shikhar. Best pace attack by a mile. Only problem they may face is against a quality spinner, especially with the middle over. Kuldeep could be their kryptonite. Kuldeep, Adil Rashid, a lot of players. Ish Sodhi could give them a tough time. They have problems, especially on turning tracks. It might be a good idea for India to throw in that third spinner, like Akshay Patel, like आप में से बहुत लोग कह रहे हैं, in that first match against Australia in Chennai. Just realized Pakistan's spinner attack will be the weakest. Bilkul. Shadab was about to be retired after the way Rohit smacked him for 31 runs. All top. This is what Pakistan ki team on their day, they are threatening, they're scary, they're fiery. आग के गोले फेंकते तीनों. लेकिन उसके बाद ना तो फहीम अशरफ रिलायबल है, ना मोहम्मद नवाज, और जैसे रोहित ने दिखाया कि शादाब खान 2 ओवर में 31 रन के लिए जा सकते हैं. That's what it is. Surprised Ishan Kishan played against Iyer. Shiva, I think you are not following the cricket closely enough. Like I said in yesterday's show, Shreyas Iyer was playing the match. Ishan Kishan was roped in. The team had decided the match, the 11, the day before the match. यानी कि परसों रात को ही the team was announced. The A4 sheet was submitted to the match referees. When it happened, 20 minutes before the toss, like I said yesterday, Shreyas Iyer pulled up with a back niggle. If for this match, the 12th man was Surya Kumar Yadav. KL Rahul was not playing them. He was told the night before the match कि आप ये नहीं खेल रहे हो. ये बात का मैंने ऐलान किया था कल के शो पे, as well as when I was on Newsline Live when it broke. KL Rahul, his name was scratched out with blue pen on the printed A4 sheet that was handed to the match referees. His name was scratched out 20 minutes before the toss and he was brought in. So it was never about Ishan. Ishan Kishan had done enough, like I've been saying, he had done enough to be India's number one keeper. But unfortunately, Shreyas Iyer, जो 20 minute toss से पहले injured हो गए, that threw KL Rahul into the mix. And when you score 100 of that class, there's no way he can be dropped now. So एक साल पहले जो इंडियन टीम सोच रही थी कि केएल राहुल हमारे वर्ल्ड कप कीपर होंगे, now they've gone back to that only because Shreyas Iyer got injured. So your question is, surprised Ishan Kishan played, Iyer was injured. Iyer was supposed to play this match. Ishan Kishan was already playing this match. KL Rahul was never playing this match. It's because Iyer pulled up with a niggle, with a back spasm 20 minutes before the toss. India's plans were thrown into disarray. KL Rahul was bumped up from number 13 to number 4, and he marked his comeback with a fantastic 100. Now, if Iyer is past fit, he comes in and Ishan Kishan goes out. So Ishan Kishan, और आपने कल एक चीज नोटिस किया व्यूअर्स, जब केएल राहुल का 50 हुआ था सब टीम ताली मार रहे थे, ईशान किशन ऐसे बैठा था. He didn't know how to celebrate. It was a natural image of a person realizing कि सारा मेरा वर्ल्ड कप खत्म हो गया. और उनके बगल में बैठे अक्षर पटेल, he put his hand on his thigh and said, कोई बात नहीं. ये साफ दर्शाता है कि अब ईशान किशन बाहर हो जाए वर्ल्ड कप से अगर श्रेयस अय्यर फिट है. That is the truth. Gill showed his class, smashed Afridi for 7 fours. Bilkul Nihar, it was, I gave full credit in yesterday's show. I said, Shubman Gill hitting Afridi for 6 fours in the span of 12 balls, that is where the match changed. That's where the stamp was put. Ke bhaiya, aaj hum aap pe chadenge. Hats off to Rohit, but more credit to Shubman Gill for dominating Afridi and sending him off for 31 in 3 overs. Does Australia winning DNA and World Cup help them in IC events? Absolutely, absolutely. Look at them. 2021, they were so bad. Their own Australian support, Australian media had said, इस टीम का कोई चांस नहीं है यूएई में. उस टीम ने क्या किया? They used their professionalism that is ingrained in them and they won the T20 World Cup in 2021. They struggled in the WTC originally, but they got their act together. They got to the final, and that very same professionalism made a bhoot of India. आप बताइए, सबने कहा था इंडियन टीम में कि ये आई एम गोइंग बैक टू द ओवल पिच, ये पिच अश्विन के लायक नहीं है. आपने एक ऐसे ऑफ स्पिनर को बाहर किया जिनके पास 480 तकरीबन विकेट है, ये कहकर कि ये पिच अश्विन के लायक नहीं है. क्या ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ऐसा किया? Did they drop Nathan Lyon? No. They played Nathan Lyon in apparently conditions which, according to the Indian team, didn't suit Ashwin. What did Lyon do? He took 8 wickets and Australia bumbled India in the final. That is called Australian professionalism. That is called India's faltu misplaced arrogance. This is why in any ICC event, Australia always, no matter what their current form be, Australia can never be ruled out. That's why, despite India smashing Pakistan yesterday, they're still not anyone's World Cup favorites. But Australia, a second string Australia, winning 5 matches in a row without Steve Smith, without Mitchell Stark, without Pat Cummins, that makes that team the bloody most dangerous team. इसलिए बहुत लोग इस शो पे कह रहे कि भैया ये ऑस्ट्रेलिया का वर्ल्ड कप है. Swapnil saying, I think in the semi-finalists, World Cup will be India, Australia, SA. नहीं, SA हरगिज नहीं, because they're chokers. I'm going to say India, Australia, England. I'm still putting Pakistan ahead of them. I believe they'll get their act together. मैंने initially, जैसे मैंने 6 महीने पहले कहा था इस चैनल पर, I did not put New Zealand when I saw that Kane Williamson was going to be ruled out 5 months ago. If Williamson comes back, if Trent Bolt can bowl the way he's doing, then I will replace Pakistan with New Zealand. But Filhal, given the uncertainty over New Zealand's batting, Will Young is untested. Darren Mitchell does not have any good record in India. New Zealand in any other World Cup, I would put them number 4. But right now, given the doubts over Kane Williamson, given the absence of Bracewell, given how India smashed them 3-0, they smashed Ferguson, they smashed Saudi early this year, I still do not have this New Zealand team in my top 4. I'm still, for lack of options, I'm putting Pakistan there. Akshay will be benched throughout the World Cup. Most likely, yes. He might get a game if it's a raging Turner. Which team do you think will be? I answer that question right now. I think I told you in live for Asia Cup that Pak has a fragile middle order. बिल्कुल सबको पता है कि middle order पाकिस्तान need Babar, Imam and Rizwan scoring. उसके बाद batting इनकी है नहीं. Yes, their strike rate is worse than Shikhar. Absolutely no gun spinners, and they play not against. Bilkul. And I think that was proven yesterday. But that said, when they get it together, they're a very, very tough team, which is why, for lack of a competitive fifth team, unfortunately, I have to put Pakistan as my fourth semi-finalist. Pakistan middle order problems are almost same as India's. Rizwan is nowhere technically able to be a top four team. Bilkul, he never plays shots on. That's why I think he should be opening. They need to drop Fakar. They need to put Rizwan back opening because he cashes in against the fast bowlers much better. Who am I has given a super chat? Well, who are you, my friend? Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's your name, by the way? Shubhajit saying, a year finding his way to the team without playing any cricket since March does not seem like a smart decision. No, it's fine because the status that both Ayer and Rahul also hasn't played since for 5 months. These two players, because of the stats they put up, the most successful number four of the last 2 years in ODIs is Ayer. India's most successful number five in the last 2 years, KL Rahul. So we all knew the day that the Indian team delayed the Asia Cup squad by 3 days to wait to see how Ayer and Rahul's fitness went, it tells everyone अंधे बहरे को पता है कि नंबर 4 इंडिया चाहती है अय्यर खेले, नंबर 4 इंडिया चाहती है केएल राहुल खेले. Both of them were coming off 5 month gaps. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, two questions from one of our viewers. It's because 20 minutes before the toss, Ayer's back spasm flared up that KL Rahul came in. This tells me the team was still not fully capable of believing that Rahul was there. Rahul had been told the night before the match that tum ye match nahi khel rahe ho. Ayer was 4, Kishan was 5. It's only because a late flaring up of that back spasm that brought KL Rahul back into the equation. Now there's serious doubts over Ayers, but the same KL Rahul who the Indian team management did not think fit enough to play this match. Now he's made himself undroppable by scoring a brilliant 100. And all the KL Rahul haters, I've been saying the whole year, hate him in T20Is, hate him in test matches, but he is an undroppable player when it comes in the number 5 situation based on his stats. And now, when he scored runs, how do you drop him? Bichara Ishan Kishan now goes out and will struggle to play if Ayer comes back. Chaliye, last couple of questions. And Raj saying, Jamie, you are absolutely right about Gale saying the tone by smashing Afridi. Outstanding innings. इंग्लैंड सबसे खतरनाक टीम. इंग्लैंड बहुत अच्छी टीम है लेकिन इनका इनका ये अप्रोच हो सके थोड़ी धीमी पिचेस पर फंस बिकॉज दे डोंट प्ले स्पिन वेरी वेल एंड दे ओनली हैव आदिल रशीद. आई हैव डाउट्स बट यस दे आर टॉप 4 टीम फॉर श्योर. ऑस्ट्रेलिया won because of Finch luck in the toss. What happened to Australia in 20 World Cup thrashed? I mean, you can say the toss, but they played very, very good cricket. David Warner, player of the tournament. Mitchell Marsh, Josh Hazelwood's coming off a season with Chennai Super Kings, thanking Dhoni for shaping him. That was a very, very tough Australian team. आज अक्षर शामी तिलक को मौका देना चाहिए. आप कह रहे हो भास्कर के 3 प्लेयर बाहर होंगे. Tough, yeah. I think maximum one batter gets rested and maybe Bumrah. If India win today, it'll be near miraculous. Playing 250 over games within a span of 25 hours, 24 hours is gruesome. Bilkul. Do you think if Shreyas is ruled out, Sanju will come in? I think Sanju ka Antarashtra career pack up ho chuka hai. I think they'll go for Tilak Verma. Kohli might get a new record by scoring on 3. Bilkul, if he plays, it's a damn good day. Hello, Jarud. Same to you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Quick Maniac K was looking serious and confident yesterday. Bilkul, as if he's waiting for this to prove everyone wrong. Bilkul, he had a point to prove. Because, like I said, he was not in India's starting 11. The management did not think he was fit enough to play this match. But he got a chance at the last minute. And bloody hell, what 100. Hats off, Kale. Hats off. That is, like you're saying, Quick Maniac, the attitude we need. Babur is a poor captain. I don't know. What was he doing bowling Iftikhar? Chaliye. You took the decision, keeping in mind the World Cup, to not play Haris Rauf on the second reserve day. Makes sense. But persisting with Iftikhar when he's struggling, Shadab Khan has had a terrible time barring one match against Nepal. India knew they had to ram home the advantage against Fahim Ashraf, against Shadab, and against whichever spinner. It's the lack of a competitive, consistent fifth and sixth bowler. That to me, I know the batting is top heavy, but theek hai. My main problem with this Pakistan team, which is why I've not ranked them, despite being number one, is they don't have a viable fifth bowler. आप कह रहे हो कि इंडिया के पास छठा बॉलर नहीं है, भाई इन लोगों के पास पांचवा बॉलर नहीं है. More than the middle order problems, more than Fakhr Zaman's problems, more than Mohammad Rizwan's technical problems, it is the lack of a fifth bowler that could threaten to derail Pakistan in the World Cup, which is why I did not have them in my top four. I did a show at the start of the year. I said Pakistan, इनका चांस नहीं, मैं इनको रेट नहीं करता हूं, but because I do not trust those jokers and chokers South Africa, because I don't trust Sri Lanka. I think they're a very average team. Because I knew that New Zealand was not going to be at full strength. That's why अफसोस की बात है मुझे पाकिस्तान को नंबर 4 में डालना पड़ा. चलिए लास्ट वन. I have not seen Babar like we see versus Bumrah and Hardik Bol Jafar. See, Babar Azam has done some great things, but he has never in 7 matches now managed to score against India. And that's why I was not surprised that Hardik Pandya bowled that beauty to get him out. Dosto, it's 12:30. I have to stop. Come back and see me at 1:30 on Raposo. I did a show at 11:30 talking about Virat Kohli's milestone. I'll be back on Raposo at 1:30, previewing today's India Sri Lanka match, sharing some fantasy cricket tips in case you like fantasy, in case you like my face and want to hear me talk again. Hop over at 1:30 on the Raposo app for my live podcast. उसके बाद 2 बजे, like always, come and see me on News 9 Live. उसके बाद शाम को मिड इनिंग्स ब्रेक के टाइम आप मेरे साथ क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट पे जुड़ सकते हैं. और अगर रात को 11 बजे आप जागे हो तो आप दोबारा मेरे साथ रपोसो पर जुड़ सकते हैं रात को 11 बजे, recapping India versus Sri Lanka. Love you all. Great comments. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts. This is what makes it worth it. When you always come with proper cricket centric, passionate comments and suggestions. Love you all. Take care. Jai Hind.